John Miller.
And you work with Norman?
Yes, that's correct.
John Miller. Can you sort of, I guess we're going to try and put a story together, and we have a deadline today because our magazine closed, well, basically yesterday, but we'll probably get something together. But, you know, it's been on the cover of both New York Post and the Newsday.
I saw that.
What kind of comment is coming from, you know, your agency, or from Donald?
Well, it's just that he really decided that he wasn't, you know, he didn't want to make the commitment. He didn't want to make a commitment. He really thought it was too soon. He's coming out of a, you know, a marriage that, and he's starting to do tremendously well financially. As you saw, he got his licenses 5-0 the other day, and you know, totally unanimous. And he's really been working hard and doing well. And probably, as you know, there's a real estate depression in the United States, and he's probably doing as well as anybody there is. And frankly, he wants to keep it that way. And he just thought it was too soon to make any commitment to anybody.
So what is going to happen with, is she being asked to leave, or is she going to be allowed to stay?
Well, she can. He treats everybody well, and you know, you don't know him, but he's a.
No, I have met him.
Have you met him?
Yes.
He's a good guy, and he's not going to hurt anybody. The one article said he's going to throw her out of the apartment. It's total nonsense. He's you know, going to always treat her well as he treated his wife well. I mean, he paid his wife a great deal of money in a very bad period of time, and ultimately that was settled. There are those that say that was even put that way. I don't know if you've heard that, but that Trump became poor until he got his divorce, and then all of a sudden he's been doing very well. And I guess you probably heard that too. But he treated his wife well, and he will treat Marla well. And you know, he's somebody that has a lot of options, and frankly, you know, he gets called by everybody. He gets called by everybody in the book in terms of women. And
like who?
Well, he gets called by a lot of people.
Yeah.
And
well, what about, I mean, this Carla Bruni? How important is she right now? Is she?
Well, I think it's somebody that, you know, she's beautiful. I saw her once quickly, and she's beautiful and all. But I think that he's got a whole open field, really. And you know, a lot of the people that you write about, and you people do a great job, by the way. But a lot of the people that you write about really are. I mean, they call. They just call. Actresses, people that you write about, just call to see if they can go out with them and things. So
you can't say, like, did Madonna ever really call?
He was so set up with that. You know, Madonna called, and what happened? I mean, I don't know if you want to listen to this.
No, I do.
Do you? Do you have a second?
Yeah, obviously.
What happened is there was a benefit at the Plaza Hotel, which he owned, for Vreeland, and for Martha Graham. And it was a ballroom benefit for Martha Graham, actually, just before she passed away. And Madonna was there, and she came in a beautiful evening gown and combat boots. She was wearing combat boots. And Trump was asked to go over and meet her. He was there just for a little while to say hello and to make a speech, to make it like an introductory speech. Madonna was in the room, and so somebody from Madonna's entourage, because she comes there with an entourage of dancers and everything else, and somebody from Madonna's entourage came over and said, would you go over and say hello to Madonna? And so he went over and said hello to Madonna, and he gave his autograph to the dancers. She said, these are fans and all this, will you give them the autograph? So he said, best wishes or something, he said. And then all of a sudden, and that was the end, and then he said goodbye to her, and that was literally the end. He's got zero interest in that. It was literally the end. And the next day in the newspapers, they had a story that he wanted to go out with her and everything else. Besides that, she was sitting there with a boyfriend.
Yeah.
I think his name was Ward or something.
Yeah, Tony Ward.
And she was sitting there right with a boyfriend. Yeah. So, I mean, it wouldn't be appropriate. Then the next day, there was a story that Trump went to Rex and Madonna was supposedly at Rex. And that was another total nonsense story. So, somehow there was a thing. And then she called recently about this fight and wanted to go out. And, she's got this PR machine that I guess you people play too very well, but it really was nonsense. So anyway. But
I don't think we ever reported that about Madonna.
Well, she called and wanted to go out with him, that I can tell you. And one of the other people that you're writing about, by the way, I'm sort of new here, and
what is your position?
Well, I'm sort of handling PR because he gets so much of it.
Yeah.
And frankly, I can tell you off the record, can I get to know you and talk a little bit off the record? I can tell you that he didn't care if he got bad PR until he got his divorce finished. So when he got a lot of bad financial stuff, he liked it because he it was good because he could get his divorce finished. Once his divorce is finished, if you notice, since then he's doing well financially and he's doing well in every other way. The licensing was 5-0. It was unanimous.
Watching that on TV.
And people were saying, how come all of a sudden he's doing so well? And then I guess Newsday about 2 weeks ago did a story on that. So I've sort of been put in here to handle because I've never seen anybody get so many calls from the press.
Where did you come from?
I basically worked for different firms. I worked for a couple of different firms. And I'm somebody that knows. And I think somebody that he trusts and likes. So
What's he
I'm
going to do
this. I'm going to do this a little part-time and then get on with my life too.
Is he trying to, is Marla trying to reconcile all this, or is it...
Marla wants to be back with him, and he wants to be with him, but he just feels it's too soon for
What
him.
about the ring?
Well, it was never an engagement ring. But that was my first question. It was never an engagement ring. It was a ring. I mean, he wouldn't buy the engagement ring. Actually, he bought the ring at the Taj Mahal in Tiffany's. The only place that Tiffany's has that's in a hotel is, and because of his relationship with Tiffany being the neighbor next door to Trump Tower, Tiffany decided to open up a store at the Taj Mahal. And this was a way of giving Tiffany some business in addition to getting Marla something that would be nice. So he did that, and as I told him and other people told him, when you want to buy a present, don't make it a ring the next time. But it was a little confusing.
Make it a chain.
Make it anything. Anything but a ring, I guess.
Do you think there's any fear that Marla will spill everything at all, or...
What doesn't matter to him? He truly doesn't care. I've never seen somebody that's so immune. He gets immune to, some people would say he got bad press 4 months ago. Now he's starting to get good press. Where I don't know what you call this, but this is just big press. But I've never seen somebody so immune to it. He actually thrived on the bad press initially. Then once the divorce was over, he said we have to change this. And it's very interesting. And frankly, if he got good press during the divorce, they'd be in court right now.
Yeah.
Because she settled, because she thought that she better believe the press, and she settled. And now he's doing great, and now she would like not to settle. Ivana wished she didn't settle. She felt she made a huge mistake, and she's now had a huge fight with her lawyer, Michael Kennedy, over why they made the settlement.
Right.
And it's the whole thing. She sort of laughs at everything.
How did Donald feel about Ivana's parents' son, Barbara Walters?
Well, it was a total violation of the... I can tell you that.
Yeah, but then that was... did the judge tell us what's her name?
Jangles. Yeah, but that's going to be... the judge felt that when Donald got Ivana to sign that agreement, that Donald got Ivana to void her rights. And that the judge was wrong because there's so much case law on that. And what happened is the judge didn't... By the way, she didn't take that clause out. She just said she's not going to hold Ivana in contempt. In other words, if she violates it, she's not going to put Ivana in jail for violating it.
Right.
Okay, so she didn't void that clause. Now, Donald's got a decision as to whether or not he wants to pay her any more money. Because by violating that clause, he in theory, doesn't have to pay her any money.
Being the good guy that he's trying to be,
I'm not sure what he's going to do.
Yeah.
Again, you could say that she shouldn't have done that either. You sign an agreement, you go through months and months, and she can't say she didn't know this one. And what he did was smart because he got not only Ivana to sign the agreement, but he got Ivana's lawyers to sign the agreement, that she knew it, that she speaks English perfectly, that everything in the agreement is known and studied and everything else. So, in theory, I think he could probably, I think that could have cost him many millions of dollars. I don't know that he's going to enforce it or not.
What about this whole thing with that was blown up in the news, whether Marla wouldn't sign any sort of prenuptial? Did that have anything to do with the ending of the relationship?
No.
Was that true? Was he trying to get her to sign anything?
Well, I can tell you this, just off the record. There's no way he gets married without a prenuptial agreement.
Yeah.
You understand that?
Yeah.
It was painful, but worked in the Ivana case because, while it was, challenged, it still ended up being upheld and worked. And frankly, she got not exactly 1 penny. She didn't get 1 penny more than what the agreement called for. So that's that. And she spent a lot of money on lawyers and a lot of money on everything. And there was a year of the circus. But they do stand up. I can tell you there was never any talk of marriage from Donald's point of view. I can also say that Marla would have liked to get married, obviously, but it was just something he didn't want to do. It was just too soon. And he, hopefully he'll maintain a good relationship with Marla.
What about
most people? But it's just too soon.
What about this Ivana thing? It says in the Newsday, Trump also told friends that when he and Ivana met last week, she indicated that she'd be interested in reconciliation.
Ivana wants to get back with Donald, but she doesn't.
Does after saying on Barbara Walters?
Well, what's she going to say? What's she going to say? Is she going to say when he's with somebody else and has other people lined up? Is she going to say, yes, I want to get back, I want to get back? She's a pretty savvy woman. And she's not going to say, I mean, he's living with Marla, and he's got 3 other girlfriends, and she's not going to say, I really want to get back, She wants to get back. She's told it to a lot of her friends, and she's told it to him. But it's so highly unlikely. That's off the record. He left. I mean, it was his choice to leave, and he left.
He left for Marla.
He didn't leave. No, see, that's the biggest misconception of this whole thing. And this is the second question I asked about after the ring was the biggest misconception is they left. He didn't leave for Marla. He really left for himself. He didn't leave for Marla. He never left for Marla. He was going to leave anyway. Marla was there, but he was going to leave anyway. Whether there was a Marla or not, he was going to leave anyway. So now he has somebody else named Carla, who's, beautiful, and I guess you have something on her. I don't know if you do or not. But
no, they won't talk about her. Can you say anything about her? I mean, who is this? She's the daughter of who?
She's a very successful model, etc., etc. But again, he didn't leave Marla for her. He just wants, he does things for himself. I mean, he leaves for himself. He does things for himself. When he makes the decision, that will be a very lucky woman. But he's not going to do that until he makes the decision. When he makes the decision, he's very capable of a total commitment when he makes the decision. But he felt it's too soon. Off the record, he probably felt Marla wasn't the right one, or whatever, but he just felt it was too soon.
How did he meet Carla?
At the Plaza Hotel, she was doing a Carolina Herrera fashion show.
Was I on that?
Does he go to the fashion show? Well, she goes to him, but less so since this. But
when did he meet Carla then?
Probably a few months ago.
Have they been able to see each other? With
well, not really. And again, I heard Carla. I mean, I'll give you this is getting to this is a little different from what I normally discuss. This is, I think, an interesting point. Carla is a very beautiful girl from Italy, whose father is one of the wealthiest men in Europe.
Who is her? What's the name of her father?
Well, her father's name is Carla Bruni Tedeschi.
How do you spell that?
I don't know.
Okay.
Tedeschi. She doesn't use the last name because it's too complicated, for the thing, for what have you. But anyway, but her father's one of the wealthiest men in Europe. Carla is extraordinarily beautiful and didn't want to be a model, except that every time she'd go to a show as a sitter, to look, the people, Ralph Lauren and various people would say, Carla, you have to be in the show, etc., etc. So she does all of the top shows. And she's always very busy and very successful, etc., etc. She was having a big thing with Mick Jagger. Did you hear about this?
Well, I'm reading about it.
And what happened is she was going with Eric Clapton.
Mick Jagger, who was married at that point?
Mick Jagger, as of 3 months ago, she was having a big thing.
Oh, okay.
When she, just a little one scandal, I mean, and she was having a very big thing with Mick Jagger, and then what happened, she was going with Eric Clapton, and Eric Clapton introduced her to Mick Jagger. And then Mick Jagger started calling her, and she ended up going with Mick Jagger. And then she dropped Mick Jagger for Donald, and that's where it is right now. And, and again, he's not making any commitments to Carla either, just so you understand. I mean,
what kinds of things have they done? I mean, do they go out to tattoo, or?
Well, they just get along very good, and she's very pretty and all of that stuff. But he doesn't have any idea if she's right. When he meets the right woman, it's going to be a great relationship, and it's going to be a very, because he believes strongly in the marriage concept. And in all fairness, he was married for 12 years, and he was happily married for 12, for many of those years, I guess. And he believes in it, especially in this society today, I can say. But he believes in it.
Where is he living now? I mean, if he
lives in Trump Tower, he has the apartment on top of Trump Tower.
Okay, and Ivana also has an apartment in Trump Tower.
She has an apartment in Trump Tower,
right?
but the court order is that she has to leave within a period of less than a year.
Right. Okay. Listen, John, can I...
We will make America great again.